Science Learning Center, I decided to go with exploring the biomes. This is going to be used on the first day of my science unit. That's all about exploring the biomes. And I want to use it as a introduction to the unit. It's kind of a brief overview of all of the biomes with a couple of activities. So I targeted 4th grade with the lesson goal of after completion of the biome centers, students will be able to identify different biomes and their characteristics. Each center will have passports, center overview sheets, biome passages, scene cards, scene props, scene rules, and answer keys. For the room arrangement, I want the kids to be able to circle around the room, visiting each center as if they were traveling to each biome. So I will have 7 tables for all 7 of the biomes, and I'll split the class into 7 groups, and then each group will be able to walk from center to center exploring each biome. So before the centers start, you meet with the class and talk about all 7 of the biomes, explain that a biome is a large, naturally occurring community of flora and fauna, occupying a major habitat. Mention to them, we'll pass out the passports, their packets for them, explain to them that the passports are going to be used to record 2 facts about each biome as they walk and explore all of the biomes in the centers. Elaborate that they are to add 2 facts each to count as completion for the passport. That is what will be used as assessment that they will be turning in at the end. They will move about the room to each center until their passport is full. I wanted to note that every center is the same process and same activity, but with different biomes. So to explain the activity, they will walk up, there'll be a passage on each biome. They would read the passage. It's a brief overview, has some characteristics, some weather patterns, animal and plants that occupy that biome. And they're going to read that and then fill in their 2 facts on their passport. After they fill in their 2 facts on their passport, there are scene cards. The scene cards are just an image of the biome without any of the important characteristics on it at all. So what they will do is they'll look in the scene props part of the center, which is a bunch of different animals, weather patterns, characteristics, things like that of the biomes, like plants and such. And they'll have to sort through all of the props to find which ones fit for the specific biome that they're at. So whatever the biome is on that scene card, they sift through the props to pick which ones belong in that biome. The instructions note that there are only 4 possible props for each biome, so they know that they have to pick at least 4. And in the center bin where all the materials are, there is an answer key, so they are able to self-assess themselves to make sure that they are correct. And they're going to do this process at each of the 7 centers until their passports are full and they've created all of their scenes. And then after everybody has finished filling out their passports, they've gone to all of the biomes, the class will meet back together and then they will discuss if they could travel to one of the biomes, which one would they travel to and why. So this is where a lot of the elaboration comes from, where the teacher will explain if you're traveling to the tundra, you might need to pack a lot of warm clothes because we know that from the passages that it's cold climate there, and elaborate in terms of the living conditions and the human experience if you were to visit that tundra, and really have the kids elaborate their reasoning for why they chose that. There's also a section on the passport for them to write and fill that out as well. Some of the adaptations are that I've created completely virtual options of completing the passport, as well as a text reader for the passages. For EL students, important vocabulary will be translated in their native language, and gifted students will have to give 3 facts of each biome instead of 2. And then on this part of my lesson plan, I just have the explanation of my engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. And then I have a Google slideshow where I show the materials a little bit more clear. So I have This page exploring the biomes, how it'll be organized and all of the materials, center overview, and then this is the biome centers. It will be taped onto the top of the bin. So it says, welcome aboard the biome journey. As you move around the room, center to center, you will be traveling the world. So it's to its many biomes. There are 7 in total. Before we take off, make sure you have your passport and pencil ready for each stop. As you stopped at each biome, you will be welcomed with a short reading that tells you all about the specific biome you are visiting. While reading, make sure to write down 2 facts about the biome in your passport. Once you've read the passage, grab the biome scene card and scene props. Create a biome scene by sorting through the scene props that you think will fit the biome you're at. Once you've created your scene, check it with the answer key and fill out your passport as you are ready to travel to the next biome. Safe travels and happy exploring. And then we have, this is what the passport looks like. So it's organized by biome so that they can just put their facts right in there. And then it has that last question, which biome would you like to travel to and why? This is what the passages look like. I just put pictures of the tundra one. It's just a brief passage that has some good facts and information about the biomes. And then this is the scene instructions that go a little bit more in depth than the overview, so they have more clear-cut instructions. These would be laminated, and the picture will have Velcro on it so that they could just Velcro them right on. So they'll look at these props and they'll be able to pick which ones will go on the scene. And then each center will have an answer key like this so that they can check to see which props here fit on their scene. And then the passport is what will be used as assessment, so the completion of the 2 facts, as well as answering which one they want to travel to with explanation. So that will be turned in and then used for assessment. I also have the option for them to take pictures of their scene cards using their Chromebooks and uploading them to a Google Slide so that they can turn it in. That way I could also check to make sure that they chose the right ones and that they understand which characteristics belong to which biome. And again, this is an introductory sort of center activity, so it's not going full in depth because it later in the unit is when we're going to dive really deep into these biomes. So this is kind of like a fun way to introduce the biomes with having kind of sort of like a game or challenge with the scene, and also a little like organization tool with the passport. So, yep, that is my Science Learning Center.